many kids out there, like a family man supposed to be. And you damn right, I forgot him. That was my husband. I was with that nigga when he was broke down, when he didn't have nothing. How you gonna do me like that? Oh! Told me that dark-skinned women look like men. Do you remember when you called me blacky and ugly? Help the Lord, help me, help the Lord, help hell, and I'm gonna keep burns in hell. Ooh. Hey, you got a cigarette? Oh. Hey, you my new cake worker? Okay. My name is George Allen Left. I love my daddy. I don't know if you get my kids, my best friend. So good care of me and my brothers and sisters. I got a lot of brothers and sisters. My dad worked with a lot of jobs too. I don't know if you get my kids though. Hey, what you laughing for? Bubby, shut up over there. I'm gonna tell you like that. Why you laughing? I took my mother's cake today. Make sure y'all share this video, subscribe, and save the date. It is going down on Saturday, November 17th, 7 p.m. sharp. Y'all know the dark-skinned activist delivers on her promises. And for the first time in the history of the dark-skinned activist tour that I started back in 2006, featuring my one-woman play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, I'm bringing y'all the live and in-person pay-per-view live stream performance of A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. That's right. Anyone, anywhere in the world can watch A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, the play, right from the comfort of your own home. Get your tickets now. The link to the tickets are right below in the description box of this video. Now, for my people in Atlanta, the live stream will be filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. So for those of you that are in the Atlanta area, you can catch the show live. The live show will be at Playback Sounds, located at 675 Metropolitan Parkway, Suite C12. Now, you can pay at the door, but there is limited seating, so get your tickets now. The ticketing below in the description box is also there for the people in Atlanta. Bonus! Yep, I got a bonus for y'all. On Friday, November 16th, come out and meet me, the originator of the entire dark skin lane, the first platform in history for dark skin, aka dark skin activism. Come meet the dark skin activists at the Ancient African History Museum. Now, it's only right that the dark skin activist gives y'all the history of how I created the dark skin lane at the Ancient African History Museum. This is a package deal. You get to tour the museum and then listen to a Darkism Talk hosted by me, the creator of dark skin activism and the author of the most books on dark skin than anyone in the world. You will learn how and why I invented dark skin activism. You will learn about dark skin activism's impact on social media and popular culture, opening the doors for all others to openly speak on dark skin. You will learn who and what inspired me to create dark skin activism. You will also learn about all of my dark skin books, plays, and so much more. Ages 14 and up, limited seating, tour hours 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Darkism Talk 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The location is the Ancient African History Museum, 675 Parkway, Metropolitan Parkway. Let me get that right. Metropolitan Parkway, Suite 3118-B. Get your tickets online at ancientafricanhistorymuseum.com. I would like to thank all of my sponsors, all of my supporters, and everybody for helping me make this happen. Subscribe, share, and like this video, and I will see you on November 17th.
Okay, what's up, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Y'all know who it is. It's the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober. Your favorite dark-skinned chick, Rashida Strober. What's going on, y'all? I'm dressed like this, so I just want y'all to know why. Because when I come on here, from now up until the date of my show, I probably will be dressed in black because I just did my first rehearsal for my show today. Yes. So for all the people out there, because y'all know how our people could be, African Americans could be, oh, she wore the same thing she had on the other day. Okay, so you know, hold on, y'all. Hold on, I gotta pause something. Okay, there we go. Y'all know how we be sometimes. Y'all will see somebody that wear the same clothes over and over, and y'all will dog that person for wearing the same clothes over and over. But I don't care. That's why I'm coming to y'all, letting y'all know. This is what it is. I am in rehearsals for my play, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. That's going to be live streamed, as y'all heard in the introduction there. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. But let me get to why I decided to do this live stream today. Now, y'all know I had to come on here and talk to y'all about this Cardi B and Nicki Minaj light skin situation, light skin fight. Now, it's darkism. And I know y'all are thinking to yourselves, what in the world does darkism have to do with two light-skinned females fighting? I'm telling y'all, it has a whole world. Those of you that's been following me, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, y'all know exactly where I'm coming from. Y'all know exactly where I'm about to go with this. The people that have really been following me. I remember maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, I did a live where I was talking about the prison time that non-dark-skinned women receive versus dark-skinned women. I talked about that as well. And this, even though there's nobody ain't went to jail, I ain't heard about nobody going to jail or anything like that. Even though that, you know, that's not the exact same situation, even though from what I understand and from what I saw, it could have got real, could have got to that point. But it's just the point of the pattern that I see of non-dark-skinned women being allowed to get away with more than what a dark-skinned woman like me, nappy hair, dark skin, would be able to get away with. Let me go to this CNN, and even CNN, let me talk about that. The fact that CNN, a major mainstream news organization, is covering this fight and making it even more, I would say, in my eyes, is more relevant and prominent than just within the sphere of the Black community. You have a white mainstream news organization that's covering a fight between women that are not white, but they're light skinned. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think that a dark skinned woman would ever be able to get away with that. Well, I don't think. Hold on. Let me just go read the article. Give me a chance here. I pulled up the article. Hold on, y'all. So CNN. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B get into a fight at New York Fashion Week party. Let's look at what they're saying. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's feud has reached a fever pitch. Who wrote this article? Let me see who wrote this article here. Let me scroll up here. Written by Chloe Malas. I hope I'm saying her name right. Let's see what she has to say in her reporting of this. She says, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's feud has reached a fever pitch. The rappers were seen leaving New York Fashion Week's annual Harper's Bazaar Icons party. The fact that they were at Harper's Bazaar Icons party, that speaks volumes. But I have something to say about that as well. Let me just finish reading this. Late Friday at the Plaza Hotel, when a fight between the two stars broke out. Some partygoers at the invite only captured the fight on camera and posted it to social media. So this was an invite only party. Okay, let's keep going. In the video, Cardi B is being restrained as Minaj exits the hotel. Security alerted officers about a dispute between two people at the plaza around 11 p.m. Friday. Law enforcement officers said. Officers spoke to one of the guests involved. Sources said, but the guest declined to make a complaint. No arrests were made. No arrests were made. Mm-hmm. No, I want to highlight that part. Let's keep that in our head. No arrests were made. We have an occurrence and incidents that is clearly reflective of violence between two light-skinned, non-dark-skinned, however you want to put it, individuals, where a fight broke out, which is violent, which normally, in a lot of cases, even in schools now, you can't just go and get into a fight and not be dealt with legally. I remember when I was going to school in high school in the 90s, you could get into a fight and you got suspended from school. But now if you fight in school, chances are you going to jail, okay? You going straight to jail. They're not having any mercy on you just because you're a minor. If you fight, you going to jail. In a lot of these schools even, there are resource officers. But at this particular high-end event, let's be clear here, where a fight broke out, no arrests were made. Let me keep reading. It is unclear what caused the quarrel to escalate, but Cardi B took to Instagram afterward and posted a profanity-filled video saying Minaj had criticized her parenting skills. She posted a profanity-filled video. I want to emphasize that because let me interject the dark-skinned activist here and let me compare the treatment and the rewarding and the punishing of dark skin versus light skin. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example. People have for years torn me down and criticized me and mocked me. They said, Rashida, your dark skin activist delivery is horrific. Your dark skin activist delivery is the problem. You talk loud. You curse sometimes, you're belligerent, you're rude, you're loud, you're this, you're that. And I've been penalized for that. I have to clean up what I say as a dark-skinned woman. I have to watch what I say as a dark-skinned woman. But Cardi B, a non-Black, non-dark-skinned woman who has capitalized off of Black culture, off of what it means to be a hood down Black woman, is able to post a profanity-filled video, cursing and carrying on, is able to go to a party that is, supposedly for the upper echelons, the elite of the fashion world. And the fact that she's able to get to that level itself speaks volumes in regards to darkism. Cardi B, non-dark skin, non-Black woman, is able to go on to the show Love and Hip Hop and be able to capitalize off of this keep it real attitude that includes vulgarity, that includes cursing, that includes every raunchy thing that you could even think of, and be rewarded for it. Monetarily rewarded for it. That, my friends, is darkism. I have just laid out, even in that just that little small little paragraph. I'm not even finished reading the paragraph. But that small little paragraph is extremely loaded, people. Let me make sure my volume is up because I want to make sure y'all feel me. I want to make sure y'all feel me loud and clear and understand where I'm coming from. Understand that non-dark skinned women, when they behave, as long as they're not dark skinned, but if they take on or embody the characteristics of hoodedness, ratchetness, all these things that are seemingly associated with dark skinned because the majority of people in the hood, we can make the argument that they're dark skinned. So these people emulate, they study, they emulate, they hang around the people that really are in the hood suffering, economic disparities, social disparities, all types of socioeconomic issues because of their dark skin. And they are able to take that, some people will call it swagger, to take those stereotypes, to embody those stereotypes and monetize off of them. Look at what has gone down with this. Look at how CNN has the white press, the white popular mainstream press has allowed these non-dark-skinned women wrapped up in all their vulgarity to be given preferential treatments in the media. Even though it's bad media, but still, this is going to do nothing more than bolster their popularity. Light-skinned women are given a pass when they behave the way that so-called stereotypically dark-skinned women behave. And I just use myself as a concrete example. Rashida Strober, I have been penalized for being a dark-skinned activist. Not only have I been penalized, guess what? They said, you know what? We're going to mock you. We're going to say what you're talking about in regards to dark-skinned activism makes no sense. We're going to say, what the hell is a dark-skinned activist? What the hell is a dark-skinned activist? But we also going to turn around and copy you. You understand what I'm saying? So I, as a dark-skinned woman, has been unfairly stereotyped. I, as a dark-skinned woman, have been also ripped off and stolen from. I, as a dark-skinned woman, have been economically disenfranchised. But these non-dark-skinned women can go out and do the same thing or even worse and be rewarded for it. Be rewarded for it. Be economically rewarded for it. Be socially rewarded for it. Because again, they are on a mainstream news media platform. CNN, one of the biggest news organizations in the world. I don't understand how any moral, upright, ethical, forward-thinking person cannot understand and see the darkism in this. Because I would argue that if it was two dark-skinned women that behave this way, oh my God. Let me finish reading what CNN had to say about this. Let me finish reading this. Let me just finish this. It's unclear what caused the quarrel to escalate, but Cardi B took to Instagram afterward and posted a profanity-filled video saying Minaj had criticized her parenting skills. A profanity-filled, but she's allowed to get away with that. It's okay. She's going to be coddled. She's probably going to, continue to get more endorsements, to get more publicity, and on and on and on. Cardi B gave birth to her first child, a daughter, in July. Last year, both artists were featured on the song Motorsport alongside Migos. Minaj addressed their feud in a recent interview with Beats One radio host Zane Lowe, saying, I have never seen her show me any genuine love during an interview. I just see how many girls wish they had been on a song with Minaj. CNN has reached out to Cardi B's and Minaj's representatives for comment. Oh, didn't I just tell y'all that? This is my first time reading through this article. This is what I'm talking about. They are being rewarded with more publicity for this ratchet, ghetto, ignorant, violent behavior by having CNN, one of the major, this is just one example. I'm not just singling out CNN here. What I'm saying here is there are rewards to ratchetness and ignorant behavior when you are a non-dark-skinned woman. There are rewards. But when you are dark-skinned like me, you get penalized. You may come up with ideas like me being the first dark-skinned activist, creating the first platform for dark skin, and having people tell me how ignorant and stupid it is, but then turning around and seeing people all over social media rip off my work. That's the reward that you get when you're dark-skinned. This, my friends, is darkism. This, my friends, leads to what I call in my book, which is called Darkism, 25 Ways Dark-Skinned People Are Discriminated Against. This, my friends, in my book, their behavior versus the behavior that I have as a dark-skinned woman. See, I can't behave like that without being penalized, because it leads to what I call in my book, and y'all need to get this book, systemic economic darkism. Plain and simple. And, you know, people can be upset, people can be mad, and that's the thing. People even, the irony in all of this is people will even come into my comment section and be angry at me for making this clear-cut darkism critique of the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj light-skin fight situation. What if these were two dark-skinned women? You have to ask that question. I already know the answer to that. I could just tell y'all, going back to I remember even going back to my high school days and my middle school days. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was a quiet introvert. People used to pick at me constantly, calling me blacky, ugly, every name under the sun. That's one of the reasons why I became the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. But I remember when I just couldn't take it no more, I would tell teachers, I would try to get help. And when I just couldn't take it no more, I would get into, a person put their hands on me, I got to defend myself. I would get into fights. And it's not because I wanted to get into fights. It's not the reason that I wanted to get into fights. It's because people just kept bullying me for being dark-skinned. And y'all could, of course, check out my story, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story, which is the first story to introduce the bullied for being dark-skinned girl narrative to the masses. But the point that I'm making to you guys, what I want you to understand is that I got penalized for that. I got suspended from school. Nobody gave me no breaks. They didn't say, well, Rashida, and at the time, like I said, in the 90s, they were suspending you. That was like the severest form of punishment. Well, actually, expulsion from school was. But I kept getting suspended. And I was not the type of person that would go around bullying people. I was not the type of person that would go around starting stuff with people. That's never been what I've been about. You understand what I'm saying? I've always been about being a peaceful person, about respecting people, about minding my business. But I was the one that would get penalized and get suspended from school because people were picking on me and bullying me for being dark-skinned. And when I had to stand up for myself, for people putting their hands on me, I was the one that was suspended from school. I was the one that got penalized. Nobody was having mercy on me. And that's how it is when you are a dark-skinned woman. And this is a clear-cut example. These women are capitalizing off of something that I would end up, for example, in high school getting suspended for. And nowadays, if you fight in school, you going to jail. You're going straight to jail. I know this because I worked in the education system. You will not get away with putting your hands on somebody in school or out here on the streets and not end up in somebody's jail. The fact that these two ladies, and y'all heard it right there, no arrests were made. The fact that Cardi B, and I saw the video. I watched TMZ. I saw the video. I saw this woman's wretched, ignorant, ghetto, demeaning behavior. But because she's light-skinned, that's the big elephant in the room. The dark-skinned activist, the creator of the first platform in history. I've been telling y'all about this for years. This is nothing new for me. People that know me, people that have been following me, I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know I've been breaking it down and critiquing this thing. And here's just another example of how darkism impacts the Black populace around the world. She's able to get away with this. Y'all heard it. No arrests were made. And CNN is reaching out to both of their reps for comments. All that's going to do is bolster their fame and notoriety. Being violent as a light-skinned woman, a non-dark-skinned woman, being violent, being ghetto, being ratchet, being hood bolsters their fame. But for me, I gotta be the cream of the crop. I gotta be classy. I can't curse. I have to speak eloquently. And if I talk, oh, don't let me talk like a white girl. Don't let me do that. Guys, what's up? Don't let me talk like, I'm from, the valley, a valley girl. Don't let me do that, because, if I do that, then I'm really going to get criticized for being a dark-skinned girl who thinks that she's, she thinks she's this and she thinks she's that because she talks properly and she doesn't speak ghetto ebonics. I'm really going to get it. Being a dark-skinned girl, I just can't win. Oh my God. Ooh. No. But that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Y'all know that's what it is. And it's just sad, because if y'all think for 1 minute before you said fighting at Fashion Week and nobody is calling that out, well, the dark-skinned activist is calling it out. I'm calling out the darkism and the fact that I'm glad you brought that point up again, because I'm reading y'all comments now. The dark-skinned activist is calling it out, the darkism in that, because clearly we see two light-skinned women that are able to get away, and not so much Nicki Minaj. Let me give Nicki Minaj her credit here, because from what I see, Nicki Minaj was not the one that was engaged in all the ratchetness and the ignorance and all the foolishness. I got to be honest. It was more so, and y'all could go watch the video. It's right there all over social media. Google it. It was more so, Cardi B that was behaving that way. And let me just say this. Nicki Minaj she's light-skinned, but she's a black woman. She's all the way. Cardi B is mixed race. She is not even a black woman, but Cardi B has been allowed to capitalize off of that hood ratchet stuff we do. What up? Lil Tay. Let me throw her in there. The little girl Lil Tay. Same thing. They're able to capitalize off of hoodedness, off of the people that are at the bottom that actually live in the hood, that have to grow up with the real issues that take place in the hood. And because of their skin tone, they might have a problem. They might have larger hurdles to get out. They might not be able to, use their skin tone as a pass to say, you know what? I could work my way out of this. They can work their way out of it. Don't get me wrong, because I worked my way out of the hood. And you know what? The thing about me, I love the hood. It's not even about separating from the hood. It's about going back to the hood and helping your people and making them better and letting them know you can do it. You could do anything that you see. That's another component and aspect of dark-skinned activism. As the dark-skinned activist, I have worked in my community for years to help to empower people in my community, to let them know that they can truly be anything that they want to be. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like Denzel Washington said, I love me some Denzel Washington. I remember when he talked about his dark-skinned daughter, wanting to be in the entertainment industry. And he was like, I'm paraphrasing him now. He was like, she got to be like a triple threat because she dark-skinned. That's what it is. That's the real deal when you dark-skinned. You got to be on top of your game. You understand what I'm saying? If we look at rappers like Lauryn Hill, for example, Lauryn Hill is dark-skinned and she is the epitome of class. If Lauryn Hill couldn't get away with that. She couldn't get away with behaving. I could never, ever in my wildest dreams imagine someone as brilliant and as talented and as classy and as conscious as Lauryn Hill ever even doing anything like that. But I'm just saying, the likes of Lauryn Hill with the beautiful nappy dreadlock hair, and I honored her in my book. I wrote about Lauryn Hill, devoted an entire chapter to her in my book, Token Dark Girl, the it dark girl of the moment. I love Lauryn Hill for everything that she's done to impact the image of dark-skinned women around the world. I will always love her for that. She would never be able to get away with that behavior. Even if we look at Foxy Brown, who I also love. Foxy Brown, people tore her up in the media. Let's talk about Foxy Brown. Why is Foxy Brown? And Foxy Brown is one of the most, whether you like her or not, let's keep this 100. Let's keep this 100, y'all. Foxy Brown is one of the most talented rappers, MCs, whatever you want. She's brilliant, okay? I know she's done a lot of stuff, but she was never able to get away with, you know, doing what Foxy Brown does. They drug her, and I feel like Foxy Brown, I feel like it impacted her career negatively. Okay. Whereas these light-skinned women that are doing this, in this case, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, it's going to have a positive impact on their career. Fighting, ignorance, throwing shoes, being violent. For these light-skinned rappers, it's going to grow their fan base. It's going to grow their money. It's going to up the ante for them. You understand what I'm saying? But if you look at Foxy Brown and analyze the fact that Foxy Brown was engaged in some of the similar behaviors, and Foxy Brown is like light years more talented. Let's keep that 100. She's light, and this has nothing to do with dark skin and light skin. I'm going off of pure talent. If you compare the skills of the MC skills, the rap skills of a Foxy Brown versus a Nicki Minaj versus a Cardi B, there is no comparison. There is, based on talent alone. We're not talking about dark skin, but that's the irony. The talent was not able to continue to shine through for her to keep her at the level where she should be. People penalized her for her behavior. You understand what I'm saying? But even though these two light-skinned women are not as talented as Foxy, and y'all can tell I love Foxy. I love Foxy because I like talented people. I don't care what color you are. If you talented, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm not a hater. I love talented, original people. Let me tell you something. Foxy Brown was not able to capitalize. Foxy Brown's career declines. It declined, even though she's super dope, super talented. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, especially Cardi B, not even is half as talented. And look at all the mainstream press that they're getting. Folks, whether we want to admit it or not, this, my friends, is classic darkism. Classic darkism. So says the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strover, the inventor of the science of dark-skinned activism, the first platform in history for dark skin, created in 1998. And real quick, I want to remind everybody, I'm going to be doing my live stream. I finally made it. I finally did it. I'm so happy. My live stream pay-per-view show. That's right, 2P Vibe Sonnet. That's right. I always got to give credit where it's due. Because I've never been a hater. If somebody is talented and they got it, I don't care what color they are, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it up to you. I'm always going to do that. But let me quickly remind y'all, my live stream pay-per-view show, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, is coming at y'all on Saturday, November 17th. And that means, I promised y'all this. I promised y'all I was going to make it happen. It's a lot of hard work. Don't get it twisted. I'll be working hard because, you know, us dark-skinned people, we got to work 10 times as harder. And I had to work 10 times as hard to get this stuff popping and off the ground. But Saturday, November 17th, right? At 7 p.m., you will be able to watch my show from anywhere in the world as long as you go ahead and get your pay-per-view live stream ticket. And guess what, people? All the information is below in the description box. So y'all can just go there. So here's what's going to happen. It's going to be filmed in Atlanta. So if you are in the Atlanta area, you can come to the live show, and the ticket information is right in the description box. And all of this is going to take place on Saturday, November 17th. Saturday, November 17th. So y'all need to say that date at 7 p.m. sharp. And let me tell y'all something. When I say 7 p.m. sharp, I get started on time. I don't like to waste people's time. I come and I give it to y'all. The day before that, this is for a bonus for people that are in Atlanta. If you are in the Atlanta area, I'm going to be doing a Darkism Talk. Thank you, Deej Talbert. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for all your support. Man, I'm so excited because it just took me so long to make this happen. And I'm going to just give y'all like one hell of a damn show. Y'all going to bring it to y'all. But the people that are in Atlanta, you'll be able to come out to the African hold on one second, because I'm gonna get all the information here. The African History Museum, the Ancient African History Museum. I'm sorry, the Ancient African History Museum. Make sure I get that correct. And that's gonna be on Friday, November 16th. And you'll be able to come out and hear me talk about how I created dark skin activism and why. And, you know, I'm just going to be doing a Darkism talk and giving the history. And it's, you know, I felt like, you know, it's only right that I talk about this at the Ancient African History Museum because it's all in sync. So that's going to be on Friday, November 16th at 7 p.m. is when it starts. And it's for ages 14 and up. Now, I will tell y'all that the seating for this event is very limited. So make sure you go to the website, ancientafricanhistory.com, and get your tickets because the seating is very limited. So I got 3 things there. I got for the people that are anywhere in the world, all you have to do is go to the description box, and I got the tickets, the ticketing links right there, and purchase your pay-per-view live stream ticket where you can watch me. I don't care if you're in Africa, I don't care if you're in Europe, I don't care if you're in the Caribbean, wherever you at in the United States, you can watch the show. Just go ahead and purchase the ticket. And it's Saturday, November 17th at 7 p.m. The people that are in Atlanta, you can come out and see the live taping of the play at Playback Sound Studio, and that's located at 675 Metropolitan Parkway C12. Okay. And for those people, the link for the ticketing is right in the description box as well. Get your tickets early because the seating is going to be limited. And then on Friday, November 16th, I'm going to be doing a Darkism talk, which includes a tour of the African History Museum. And that's going to be, once again, at the Ancient African History Museum. And it's located at 675 at the same spot as where the play is going to be filmed. 675 Metropolitan Parkway Suite 3118-B. Okay. And the museum tour is going to be from 5 to 6. And the Darkism talk is going to be from 7 to 9. Now, I am always in need of funding for to help me to produce the show. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in that GoFundMe link here. So for those of you that want to donate to help me go ahead and fund the show, I would really appreciate that. If you give $25 or more, you will get a copy of one of my books, Darkism, 25 Ways Dark-Skinned People Are Discriminated Against, or you'll get a Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. Yes, 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 I'm so excited. Now, if you want to go through my PayPal, you can go to my PayPal email address, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And I'm going to put that in the chat box. So yeah, you know, I want to make this show even bigger than what it is. So I'm always in search of funding, of people that want to assist me with the expansion of the show. So, you know, because I feel like I created this show to give dark-skinned women work. And that's one of the things that I'm still going to do. I'm not going to continue, even though I love playing all these characters. It's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work. I'm not going to continue to keep playing these characters. The original vision that I had in my head, I did it because I wanted to give dark-skinned women work. Because of the things that I'm talking about now. Because of the fact that we know that when you're dark-skinned, it's a lot harder for you to achieve anything, especially in the entertainment industry. Especially, I mean, you know, y'all, somebody mentioned Remy Ma in the comment section. And I'm going to say it like this. I remember when Remy Ma was in, when she was locked up, what she did was wrong. Everybody know what she did was wrong. But look what happened to her. But this is a prime example. Remy Ma, and yes, I know what Remy Ma did was more severe than fighting, but we all know that this could have went all the way left. It could have, because I mean, this chick in there throwing shoes. She's violent. She's acting like she don't love and hip hop. She's clearly violent. And that's another thing. They're allowed to get, this is what I'm talking about. They are allowed to get away with this violence. You have a classic example of Remy Ma, dark skin. Y'all could say, oh, she brown skin, darker skin Remy Ma, who did prison time. Even dark skinned Foxy Brown did prison time. Dark skinned Little Kim, say what y'all want about Little Kim. I'm a Little Kim fan. Okay, I'm not gonna talk bad about Little Kim. A lot of people want me to talk bad about. I'm not gonna talk bad about Little Kim. Little Kim is one of the most talented female rappers that I've ever heard in my life. Okay, Quiet Storm, that one verse on Quiet Storm, just, it's done. She's in my top 5. Okay, we got Lauryn Hill number 1. Sha Rock is also up there with me as well. Foxy Brown, Lil' Kim. Let me tell you something. Dark skinned Lil' Kim, she ended up doing prison time. Here we have a pattern of dark skinned rappers who did things that were quote unquote violent, that did prison time. But you got people, light skinned females, rappers, right there on Love and Hip Hop, that's on there doing all kinds of ghetto ratchet stuff. Y'all know y'all be watching Love and Hip Hop. Y'all know that. Doing all kinds of ghetto ratchet ignorant things, fighting, acting a fool, you know, even all these reality shows. And I don't see none of them going to jail. I don't see them getting arrested. I don't see them doing prison time. But what I have seen is dark-skinned rappers, again, your Remy Ma's, who's super talented, your Foxy Brown, your Little Kid. Explain that. If that is not darkism, people, we're in denial. We are in absolute and utter denial. And I would argue, and y'all could check the history on this, y'all could check the facts on this. I would argue that Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's, maybe not Cardi B, but definitely Nicki Minaj's net worth is larger than Remy Ma. And it's not based on talent. Because if it was based on real talent, hands down Remy Ma. Hands down Remy Ma. I mean, listen, Remy Ma, but that's never enough. It's never enough to be talented when you are dark skinned. Back to what Denzel Washington. Man, Denzel Washington, I love him. He hit the head on the nail. He said his daughter had to be a triple threat because she's dark skinned. He told the truth. And let me talk about Viola Davis. Denzel Washington, this is why I love that man, because he understands, he gets it. He may not come out and just like be talking about it, but I remember him talking about Viola Davis in an interview. And the Viola Davis is, in my humble opinion, the best, black or white or anything in between, actresses on the planet, because she has raw, unadulterated talent. I mean, it just is what it is. And I respect people with talent. But the fact that he respects that and understands that, and we know she's dark skinned, but she got that. It's very hard for people to just really give a darker skinned woman the credit. Now, I will say that I believe that white people do it more than black people do. Even though in this situation, we have a situation where we got the two light-skinned women that are at the top of the rap game. But I think that didn't come as a result of white people. That came as a result of black people co-signing based on light skin, based on looks, based on popularity. It wasn't about talent. It wasn't about talent. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, Deej Talbot, let me tell y'all something. Viola Davis is the meaning of what it means to be a real performer. I mean, she just is. I don't even have no words to describe the artistry and the brilliance that Viola Davis has. I can't put it into words, y'all. I can't. And it's very hard for me. I will say this. It's very hard for me to like a person's work. They gotta be like top notch. And Viola Davis is like the queen upper echelon, top notch. Oh, La, you said, what about the fight between Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige? Okay, I don't know about that fight, but let me say this right here. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up because I absolutely adore Faith Evans. And that's another thing I want to say. I said earlier, I'm the type of person that will give a person credit based on merit. If that person got it, they got that talent, they got that fire. I don't care what color you are. Faith Evans is fire. She's absolute fire. She always been fire. She always gonna be fire. That's just what it is. She just got that God-given talent. Okay. Mary J. Blige, my top 5. Love me some Mary. I mean, I just do, y'all. But I don't know much about the fight that went down between Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige. But let me tell you something that I do know. I remember people dogging Mary J. Blige back in the day when she first came out, saying she was, she was ghetto, she was, she was not refined and all these things. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just a difference in the way that I see these women behave, these non-dark-skinned women behave now, and the fact that they're able to bolster their money, bolster their fame, and not even in the article, even in, this is no shot to CNN, but even in the article that I just read to y'all, the way that it was written, it was sort of, they were kind of being easy on Cardi B, even though this woman was at this event, this elitist fashion event, behaving like a pure fool. Just still getting a bit of and then another thing, you just had a baby in July. What kind of example are you setting for your child? You're a mother now, but you out here in these streets acting like a ghetto hooligan. But again, none of that matters because you're light-skinned. You're not dark-skinned, and you will not be penalized for it. You will be paid for it. You will get more publicity for it. You will get more press for it. You go on, I remember when she went on to, was it Saturday Night Live, y'all? Correct me if I'm wrong. And sung the song where she sampled Lauryn Hill's X Factor, which was, in my humble opinion, leave the classics alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. I feel that it was very disrespectful for her, in my opinion, to mess with such a brilliant song that defined my dark-skinned womanhood. That's why I love Lauryn Hill so much, because Lauryn Hill, whether people want to give Lauryn the credit or not, Lauryn Hill was the definitive in regards to being one of the people at the forefront of improving the image of dark-skinned Black women worldwide. People don't want to give her the credit. I'm giving Lauryn the credit. I love Lauryn. I'll be a lifelong fan. I named my daughter Lauryn because of Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? And so for her, when I saw her performing that song, and it wasn't even a fraction as good as the original, I was just like blown away. But yet you're on this big platform, you're getting all of this publicity. But again, we have to bring it back to, y'all, this is what it means to live in a world that's filled with darkism. This is what it means. It's never going to be fair. And that's one of the reasons why I became the dark skin activist, because what I wanted to do is to contribute to the solution for fairness in regards to the struggles that dark skinned people face on a worldwide level. It's always about finding a solution to the problem, and it's going to be interesting to see where this all goes. It's going to be very interesting in the aftermath of this, what's going to happen career-wise, because we know that they've been having this beef between each other for a minute now. We know that. I think it's been about 2 years or whatever that they've been beefing, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. It's just going to be interesting to see where this takes them in their career in the future. And my guess is going to be more popularity and more money for either both of them or one of them. Either way, more popularity and more money. And it's so funny that, another example of darkism that I would argue is that out of all the people on Love and Hip Hop, I remember there was some dark-skinned singers and rappers on there. Of all the people, y'all got to look at this. Out of all the people on Love and Hip Hop, the light-skinned one becomes the major mainstream breakout star. In all of her hood, ghetto, ratchet, loud, ignorant behavior, she is able to push through that and hit the mainstream. That, my friends, is darkism. That's what I'm talking about. It's darkism. Yanzi Cap, you say, how do you feel about Latinos who say the N-word because they are Black, but refuse to say the S-word? I was asked, I remember I was asked this question when I was on Star. Y'all know, if y'all know who Star in the Morning is, Star, the Star Report. there was a white rapper on there, a white female rapper on there. And I believe I was asked the same question or a similar question. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I don't believe under any circumstances that non-Black people have the right to use the N-word. It's just disrespectful. When we look at the legacy of slavery, and when we look at, I mean, people just, you know, we live in the now, in the here and now. But I'm a historian. You understand what I'm saying? A social historian, a political historian. You know, I look back at my history, and I have a bachelor's degree in history, a master's degree in political science. And I don't tell y'all that to impress y'all. I tell y'all that to give y'all context. So for me, it's very important to understand history and to look at things in a historical context. And when I look at everything that has happened as a result of, you know, the oppression of dark-skinned people around the world, including slavery and colonialism and imperialism and all these things, I say to myself, why is it fair for non-Black people who haven't gone through what dark-skinned people, Black people have gone through, and what their offspring, their descendants have to go through now as a result of what they went through? It's not fair for you to add fuel to the fire by using words like the N-word. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I will also say, I don't think, Melody Ricks, I think you're going to take you're reading my mind. You said, I don't think anybody should use the N-word. Black people need to stop that too. I agree with you. That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't think that Black people should be used because it's so disrespectful. If we look at it in a historical context, if we really could put ourselves in a place where, you know, the African slaves, if we could just really put ourselves in that place. And I know it's hard to do. I know it's hard to walk in somebody else's shoes, but that's why history is so important. That's why it's important for us to read. That's why it's important for us to not just be up here on YouTube watching videos. It's not a substitute, y'all. It's a supplement. You still need to read. You need to read a book. I am a big proponent of reading books. Study your history. You're not going to get it from because what did we do 10, 15 years ago when YouTube was nowhere around? We had scholars. We had people that actually read books and understood and studied the philosophies and opinions and the paradigms of other people that came before them. That's very important. Because if we had that understanding, then we would understand why nobody should be using the N-word like Melody Rick said. It's just so completely and utterly disrespectful to think that you can come into a culture, study the culture, and this reminds me of what Langston, shout out to you if you're watching this, the brother Langston out in Atlanta. Langston 2092. Y'all need to check him out. Langston, and tell him Rashida sent you. Langston 2092. He talked about how unfair it is for people to just, non-Black people, to be able to come into the hip hop culture and study it and take it and then make all this money off of it. But the people that created it can't. That's not fair. When we actually went through the blood, sweat, and tears, it is the same thing with slavery. Why do you feel that you can use the N-word and just completely disregard the conditions that it came from? It makes no sense, and it's very disrespectful. So I hope that explains to you how I feel about that situation. Tora, you're saying Nicki is not Black. Why are you saying Nicki not Black? Why are you saying Nicki not Black? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You said Cardi B is not Black. I agree with you on that. Cardi B is not. Cardi B is a mixed race woman, but okay, you're saying Nicki is Indian, but is both of her parents are they Black, or does she have one parent that's Black and one parent that's not Black? Well, B-Love, is very important. You're saying who cares who is Black and who isn't? Let people be. Okay, you know, that statement right there shows me that you really need to go and examine history. It's very important who's black and who's not black, because that's the reason why we had slavery. It was black people that were placed in slavery. And as a result of slavery, we have all these isms that is going on right now. Racism, darkism, all types of isms that black people face. I mean, if it's not important that black people are black, then why is there a need for a dark-skinned activist? Why is there a need for a dark-skinned activist? If it wasn't important, if race wasn't important, then I wouldn't be here talking to y'all right now. I wouldn't be here talking to y'all right now about dark-skinned activism. I wouldn't be here talking about how I was treated in school because of my dark skin, people calling me black and ugly, and how it affected me in my relationships and how it affected me in my self-esteem. I wouldn't be here talking about none of that. I would just be this happy-go-lucky person, not a black woman, just a woman. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why dark-skinned activism is so important. And I just want to kind of just venture out and talk about Token Dark Girl, for example. Dark-skinned people, dark-skinned actresses, dark-skinned entertainers, they never focus on their dark skin. They always try to do what you said. They said, just let me be an actor. Let me be a performer. Let me be an actress. They never focused on it. But along comes Rashida Strober, the dark-skinned activist, and I'm focusing on it laser sharp because race does matter. It does. Race does matter. And I wish it didn't. Let me tell y'all. I wish that it didn't matter, but it does. Diamond Girls, I'm sorry to tell you. Well, I'm not sorry to tell you. I'm not going to get over that. Y'all got to read my new book coming out, Token Dark Girl. Y'all got to read my book, because Token Dark Girl I critique it, I analyze it, I break it down, because it's a part of my history. It's a part of my legacy. It's just like saying that black people need to get over slavery. Nope, that's not going to happen. Or it's like saying that the Jews need to get over the Holocaust. That's not going to happen. No, we remember because it's a part of our history. Dark-skinned activism is a school of thought. Dark-skinned activism is something that will be taught in universities and colleges all over the world. Dark-skinned activism, which encompasses the new paradigm of darkism, is going to be taught all over the world at the academic level, through entertainment, through schools, all of that, because it's a brand new paradigm that people never thought about, that was ignored, that I created in 1998. And I'm a historian. Did y'all just hear what I just said? I told you I'm trying to give you context. I have a bachelor's degree in history and a master's degree in political science. And so I am heavily immersed in protecting historical precedents and helping people to understand how something got created. Because here's the thing. If we look at the university structure, the college structure, no university or college structure is going to be complete without the students graduating without an understanding of the historical legacy of that institution or the historical legacy of whatever it is they're studying. So I see the bigger historical picture. It's bigger than YouTube. It's bigger than social media. Dark-skinned activism and darkism is a movement, is a worldwide movement that I can see the future in. I already know it's going to be studied in university. That's why I write the history. I write the books, write the plays. I continue to write. And everything that comes along in that history, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the nasty, the dirty, I got to tell it all. I got to be honest about it all, because that's what historical accuracy is all about. That's what it's all about. Else we have a situation where, like with the ancient Egyptians, where people try to de-black the history of Egypt. And thank God we have historians like Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, who spent his whole life making sure that that didn't happen. So it's the same thing. It's no different with dark-skinned activism. It's no different. Dark-skinned activism, the historical legacy of how it was created, when it was created, who created it, and why it was created, is always going to be told. And with that being said, I just want to remind you guys that of all the events that I got coming up, I want to make sure I remind everybody so everybody is absolutely clear. Give me a second here. Give me a second here, y'all. So on Saturday, November 17th, I want to remind everybody that for the first time in the history of the Dark Skin Activist Tour, I am going to be, give me one second. Give me one second because I got to pull it up. Here. All right. So I'm going to share my screen to help everybody understand, because I know it's a lot of information, but I want to make sure that everybody understands. So for the first time in the history of the Dark Skin Activist Tour, I'm going to be doing a Dark Skin Woman's Revenge. And I just went ahead and pulled up one of the information from the description box of one of my videos that I already did. So the live stream is going to be November 17th. And here's the link right here. This is the link that you can click and you can go directly to the event page right here and you can get your virtual tickets. And I would encourage you to read over the details of the event. But basically, anybody anywhere in the world will be able to watch a Dark Skin Woman's Revenge for the first time. And I'm very excited about that because people have been asking me to do it and I finally made it happen. So this is the event page right here for people anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you at. You can get your tickets right now and you'll be able to watch a Dark Skin Woman's Revenge on Saturday, November 17th at 7 p.m. sharp. Now, for people that are in Atlanta, because folks, it's going to be filmed in Atlanta and all of the information is found in the description box of the video. All you have to do is click that link and go ahead and get your tickets. And I can tell you right now, get your tickets in advance because the seating is going to be limited. So here are the tickets, the ticketing right here. You can go ahead and get your tickets right now. And for those of you that are in, and again, it's the same date. It's November 17th at 7 p.m. The only difference between the live stream and the Atlanta version is that it's going to be filmed in Atlanta and the live stream anybody anywhere can watch. It's the same exact event. Okay. So the treat that I have for y'all, the people that live in Atlanta, I'm going to be doing a Darkism Talk, at the Ancient African History Museum. And by the way, real quick, for the actual play, I want to remind everybody that the actual play where it's going to be filmed is going to be, the location is at Playback Sounds at 675 Metropolitan Parkway Southwest, Suite C12 in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, once again, 7 p.m. On Saturday, November 17th. Now, the day before the show, I'm going to be doing a Darkism Talk, and it's also going to be a museum tour that's included, and that's going to be at the Ancient African History Museum. So if you want to get your tickets for that, you can go to ancientafricanhistorymuseum.com and go ahead and get your ticketing. And this is the website right here, and the tickets are going to soon go on sale. The event is going to start at, I'm going to be talking from 7 to 9, but you'll be able to come and tour this museum from 5 to 6 p.m. And this is in Atlanta, Georgia. It's at 675 Metropolitan Parkway. And let me go back to the rest of the address here. It's at Metropolitan Parkway, Suite 3118-B. Okay, so this is for ages 14 and up. And again, I'm going to be doing a Darkism Talk. And what you're going to do is you're going to be learning about the history of dark skin activism. And again, I felt like it's only right that I do it, you know, at the Ancient African History Museum because it's history. Now, for those of you that want to support what I do, please make sure you go to my GoFundMe and go ahead and give a donation in any amount because it goes towards all the production costs of putting the show together for y'all. You know, the live stream, I have to pay for all this stuff because I'm self-producing this. You know, I have to pay for the venue in Atlanta, the live stream, the marketing, the promotion, the travel costs, the camera person. Oh my God, I have to pay for all of this stuff, y'all. It is not, I know I might make it look easy, but the dark skin activist puts in this work. So I'm asking people to please go ahead and make a donation. This is my GoFundMe. If you give in $25 or higher, guess what? You're going to get an autographed copy of my book. You can also, some of you might want to go to do it at my PayPal. The PayPal email address is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the GoFundMe link in there because you guys will have a choice on what you want to do. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and throw the links there for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw. Okay, so the link for the GoFundMe is right here. Y'all can make a donation there. And then I'm going to put my PayPal email address, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. So you can choose however you want to make your donation. So yeah, let me see what what'd you say? You said, why wouldn't people want everyone to be treated fairly regardless of skin tone? Why is there any resistance to dark-skinned women being treated fairly? Well, that's the thing. I'll tell you why there's resistance. In my humble opinion, there is resistance because a lot of times people do not want to give up their privilege. That's really what it's all about. People don't want to give up their privilege. People, I mean, you know, if something has been entrenched for so long and someone is used to something happening a certain kind of way, sometimes they don't want to give up their privilege. I think that's the reason. So that's why you have dark-skinned activism to say, listen, this is an act of darkism, but this is how we can make it right. This is what we can do to correct it. This is what we can do. And that's why in my book, Token Dark Girl, and I'm almost done editing the book. That's going to be released as well pretty soon. The book is $30 and I am taking pre-orders. So if you want to order Token Dark Girl, you get that as well. But in Token Dark Girl, I make the argument against dark girl tokenism. Dark girl tokenism is not good because it sort of perpetuates the system of darkism. It perpetuates it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it only allows for a few, and these ideas and all this stuff is written in Token Dark Girl. Token Dark Girl, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all want to know, some of y'all want to know what is my favorite book that I've written out of darkism, hottest dark-skinned chick on the planet, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story, and A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. I'm gonna tell y'all, my favorite book to date that I've written is Token Dark Girl, because Token Dark Girl really tears into the actual impact of what it means to be dark-skinned. That's what Token Dark Girl does. And you know, dark girl tokenism, what I call it, it only allows for a few to come in. And I talk about the trickle-down effect. There is no real trickle-down effect. There's the concept of trickle-down in economics. Well, we can apply that to dark girl tokenism because it's multifaceted. Darkism is multifaceted. Darkism does not just comprise being dark-skinned and beauty. Darkism comprise economic elements, socioeconomic elements. You understand what I'm saying? So when we look at the economic side of darkism, systemic economic darkism, we see that dark girl tokenism does not have a trickle-down effect. It doesn't. And that's why I'm against it. So I'm glad you brought that up, Deej, because, you know, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense in that we have to create a situation where there's actual equality. There's real equality for everybody, not just for a few little dark-skinned women to break through and to become successful. I don't think that does anything to bolster the status of dark-skinned women on a whole. It doesn't. And when we're talking about bolstering the status of dark-skinned women on a whole, we're talking about bolstering the status of Black people on a whole. Because if you cannot help and equalize the life chances of the people that are being impacted the worst, then what of the entire group? We got to ask ourselves these questions, y'all. What of the entire group? Doesn't make any sense. So yes, so that's my critique, you know, of the Cardi B situation. You know, I definitely feel, like I said earlier, that had these two been dark skinned, it probably would have went down in a whole different fashion in regards to, you know, the media treatment, and also in regards to the impact of the media treatment. The main thing is, I do not think that anything being said, even though the fight in and of itself is negative, I don't think that it's going to have a negative impact on Cardi B or on Nicki Minaj. And I think a large part of it has to do with the fact that they are light skinned. This would not be the same case with a person that is dark skinned. So again, Remy Ma, she went to prison for her violent act. And when she came out, Remy Ma cannot behave this way. And she knows this. She knows that she cannot go out fighting and behaving ratchetly. She can't do that because it's not going to be good news for her. But when we compare light-skinned Nicki Minaj and when we compare light-skinned Cardi B, it's not the same. It's totally different. I want to thank y'all for tuning in today to the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober, your favorite dark-skinned chick. Rashida Strober, the undisputed queen of dark skin. Rashida Strober, the creator, the inventor, the architect of the first platform in history for dark skin. And again, I want to ask y'all to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you share it. Make sure you like it. I appreciate everybody for watching. And I'm going to see y'all on November 17th. Yes, I'm sorry you missed the beginning of it, beautiful mind. I'm definitely going to go ahead and leave it up, and you guys will be able to go ahead and watch it from the beginning. Make sure, once again, that you support by sharing this video, because the philosophy and views and opinions of dark-skinned activism needs to be heard. People need to hear that, and you guys have a very great responsibility and a very powerful way of doing so by utilizing social media. So I'm going to make sure that I want to ask everybody to make sure that you like this video. Make sure you share this video. And I really want to appreciate y'all for taking the time to watch today. And once again, I'm going to see you guys on Saturday, November 17th at the world premiere, because it is truly the world premiere of my play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, the pay-per-view live stream version of it. And give me 1 second, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second, y'all. Kids out there like a family man supposed to be. And you know, that's wrong. Have that. I was with that nigga when he was broke down, when he didn't have that. How you gonna do me like that? Oh! You told me that dark-skinned women look like men. Do you remember when you called me blacky and ugly? Help the Lord, help me. Help the Lord, you know, help me. And I hope he burns in hell.
You got a cigarette? Oh. Hey, you my new cake worker? Okay. My name is George Brown and left. I love my dad. I don't love to get my kids. My best friend. Took good care of me and my brothers and sisters. I got a lot of brothers and sisters. My dad worked with a lot of jobs too. I don't love to get my kids though. Hey, what you laughing for? Brother, shut up over there. I'm gonna tell you like that. Why you laughing? I took my mother's cake to say. Okay.
Make sure y'all share this video, subscribe, and save the date. It is going down on Saturday, November 17th, 7 p.m. sharp. Y'all know the dark-skinned activist delivers on her promises. And for the first time in the history of the dark-skinned activist tour that I started back in 2006, featuring my one-woman play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, I'm bringing y'all the live and in-person pay-per-view live stream performance of A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. That's right. Anyone, anywhere in the world can watch A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, the play, right from the comfort of your own home. Get your tickets now. The link to the tickets are right below in the description box of this video. Now, for my people in Atlanta, the live stream will be filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. So for those of you that are in the Atlanta area, you can catch the show live. The live show will be at Playback Sounds, located at 675 Metropolitan Parkway, Suite C12. Now, you can pay at the door, but there is limited seating, so get your tickets now. The ticketing below in the description box is also there for the people in Atlanta. Bonus! Yep, I got a bonus for y'all. On Friday, November 16th, come out and meet me, the originator of the entire dark skin lane, the first platform in history for dark skin, aka dark skin activism. Come meet the dark skin activists at the Ancient African History Museum. Now, it's only right that the dark skin activist gives y'all the history of how I created the dark skin lane at the Ancient African History Museum. This is a package deal. You get to tour the museum and then listen to a Darkism Talk hosted by me, the creator of dark skin activism and the author of the most books on dark skin than anyone in the world. You will learn how and why I invented dark skin activism. You will learn about dark skin activism's impact on social media and popular culture, opening the doors for all others to openly speak on dark skin. You will learn who and what inspired me to create dark skin activism. You will also learn about all of my dark skin books, plays, and so much more. Ages 14 and up, limited seating, tour hours 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Darkism Talk 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The location is the Ancient African History Museum, 675 Parkway, Metropolitan Parkway. Let me get that right. Metropolitan Parkway, Suite 3118-B. Get your tickets online at ancientafricanhistorymuseum.com. I would like to thank all of my sponsors, all of my supporters, and everybody for helping me make this happen. Subscribe, share, and like this video, and I will see you on November 17th.